Happy Wednesday, Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio 45177. Got a few things sent to me. When I say and tell you this um, the facts of the Pitzer case is spreading like wildfire. It really is, and um, it's going to happen. It's going to get latched on by the right people, the person, and Netflix, the documentary. It's going to happen. It's simply going to happen, and all of those that are holding tight onto their loyalty to some dumbass or some crooked ass criminal that they probably have knowledge of that could solve this case. Well, you know what? Again, I hope you're right in prison. That's what I hope because there's a list. I don't know if you can see this. Wow. Here's a list of this is just one page, ladies and gentlemen. All those are podcasts. Speaking of Casey's case and myself and Mr. Petrie and Greg. Here, I'm gonna play some excerpts. This is from No Hostage Radio.
It made me feel wonderful. So this lady, this Casey Pitzer, her body was found in a retention pond a week after she was reported missing. According to news reports, autopsy determined she drowned, but Petrie, Thomas, and Pitzer's father, Greg Pitzer, believe she was killed. No one has been charged in her death. No one's investigating it. Remind me of that of the Sarah Easton case that Kamala Harris wouldn't prosecute. So these guys were throwing a fit before the city council, which you have a right to do. You have a right to address your supervisors. You have a right to address your city council members or any other jurisdiction, your water district, your school boards. And you can be fired up about it. You can be excited about it. You can be passionate about it, and they don't have a right. They may throw you out, but you have a right to sue them if they violate your constitutional rights. And in this case, thank God for Mrs. Finley up there and Miss Finley up there in Boise, and thank God for these guys who went to the trouble. These down have made me feel wonderful. So
there's one
of race and police. We are actually trying, once again, recruitment. We're trying to recruit minorities as well. We do have two African American.
That's never mind. Never mind. Anyway, that was a different one. But it's ladies and gentlemen, it's spreading. Nobody can look at these overwhelming facts and be okay with it. Nobody can. I'm sorry. There's just no there's no police work that would constitute simply shutting down after two people fail polygraphs. And I think they only asked that guy like 2 or 3 questions, man. And the lady that she got in a fist fight with, they don't question for a week. Yeah, it's just why that happens beyond me. But it's I would hate. I'm serious. I think if you remember when you were a kid, when you knew, in your heart of hearts, you were wrong, you did something bad, and you were just like that knowing there's a consequence at some time, at some point, is gonna hit you like a ton of bricks, and it's just a matter of when, and the waiting sucks, and it just drives you insane, and you just want it to hurry up and get over with because it's just lingering and lingering and lingering. Yeah. Well, by the way, I am going to be pushing for Clinton County, Wilmington, Ohio, to become a charter city. What is the charter city is essentially going to do? Well, the only benefit that I'm interested in is opening it up for anybody to be able to run for our offices, like sheriff, like judge. We find out what happens when we get all these old family names. Oh, I've been around here 50 years. Yeah, that doesn't mean shit. I mean, it doesn't, because if you are acting legally and acting under the color of law and doing what you're supposed to, doesn't matter where you're from, does it? Or do these people want biases? Well, we got to keep the good old boys in place because, gee, well, they serve our interests and our narratives and our agendas, and they just keep the bench covered. Yeah, well, that's not what most people want. Most people want fairness. Most people want. Anyway, yes, we're going to be pushing. I am. I'm going to be pushing for and gaining signatures to get to become a charter city, to rid us of that little plague that I believe. Yeah, I believe. Well, I mean, oh, plague. You're saying it's a plague? Okay, come on, man. It's a figure of speech. Don't get ass hurt and get your thong in a knot. Um, the bottom line is this: we need different faces. We need different blood, and that's how we're going to get it. And if these people are acting ethically and morally, doesn't matter where they live. I don't think. Who thinks being a judge and having a private law practice is a problem in the same community? Oh shit! Oh man, it's just it's. Let's see. Let's wait a minute. Let's. Okay, so this is just an observation. I'm making no assumption or no accusations, but just kind of a Captain Obvious moment. You have a city law director who I believe was being investigated for illegal foreclosures of real estate, who formerly worked for a law firm whose brother's a real estate mogul. I don't know. I mean, could there be connections there? I don't know, but I don't know, man. Um, Again, not making any accusations or assumptions, but I'm just throwing out some obvious facts there. Yeah. And how many of those jokers have been investigated so far? Why? I look forward to seeing what the what the board of conduct did with all that stuff Daryl and I sent, because I mean you can't overlook that. There's no overlooking that. I mean, if they do, then there's going to be another story. I can assure you of that. There's definitely going to be another story because there's actually someone waiting on that one. Because yeah, there's a lot of shit. Um, wow, that just I don't know. Anyway, I hope everyone stayed safe in the storm. I hope we have a few more. That's needed. Um, the peace. Not to hear cars, not to hear traffic, not to hear just quiet. And if you've ever walked out in the middle of a snowstorm like that, then that's it's just it's a great feeling. It really is, and it doesn't hurt to slow things down. Just to stop. God said, I'm going to stop this nonsense for a couple of days, and I'm going to dump about 3 feet of snow on it. I'm going to force them into their houses, make them face one another, take their fucking internet out, so they gotta talk. Oh boy! All right, that's all I got. There is going to be more to come. Uh-oh. Simmer fine. God bless.